Made some remarks that were deemed to be racist.
Chevy Chase was once hailed as a comedy legend, a trailblazer who helped shape American humor with his sharp wit and iconic roles. But behind the scenes, the story is far less flattering. Beneath the laughter and fame lies a trail of broken friendships, bitter feuds, and deep resentment that stretches across Hollywood. What happened to the man who was once adored by millions? Why did so many of his peers come to despise him? The truth is revealed through the stories of the top actors who couldn't stand working with Chevy Chase. In the late 1990s, filmmaker Kevin Smith, riding high on the success of cult classics like Clerks and Chasing Amy, sought to reboot the beloved Fletch franchise, originally starring Chevy Chase. Smith arranged a meeting with Chase, hoping to collaborate on a sequel or a prequel. But what should have been a creative discussion quickly turned into a nightmare. Chevy dominated the conversation with grandiose claims, boasting that he had invented every funny thing in the universe. Smith was stunned by Chase's overwhelming ego and self-importance. The meeting ended with Smith quietly deciding to scrap the project with Chase, effectively killing any chance of working together. Chase, in turn, accused Smith of lying and sabotaging the reboot, refusing to take responsibility for his behavior. Chevy's relationship with Saturday Night Live creator Lorne Michaels was once close, but it shattered when Chase abruptly left the show after just one season. His exit was not only sudden but also handled without any warning or respect for the team. Chase jumped ship to a rival agency, severing ties with his longtime manager Bernie Brillstein and betraying the inner circle that had helped launch his career. Writers and staff felt blindsided and betrayed, with one calling Chase a scumbag for his deceitful exit. Chase's cold admission that he left for lots of money confirmed the growing belief that his ambition outweighed loyalty, ending a promising partnership in bitterness. When rumors surfaced that Chevy Chase might succeed Johnny Carson as host of The Tonight Show, Chase dismissed the idea with disdain, mocking the format and suggesting it was beneath him. Carson, known for his sharp wit and rarely engaging in public spats, fired back with a legendary insult. Chevy couldn't ad-lib a fart after a baked bean dinner. This brutal takedown not only shut down Chase's ambitions, but also highlighted his lack of improvisational skill and humility, qualities essential for late-night success. The exchange underscored how Chase's arrogance alienated him from the late-night elite. On the set of Community, Chevy Chase's behavior toward Donald Glover was reportedly toxic and racially insensitive. Glover revealed that Chase often made cruel jokes about him, including a particularly hurtful comment suggesting people only found Glover funny because he was black. Show creator Dan Harmon believed Chase's hostility stemmed from jealousy, unable to accept being outshined by a younger, more versatile talent. Glover saw Chase as a man in denial about his fading relevance, a once great comedian struggling to accept the new generation. Despite the toxicity, Glover maintained a compassionate view, seeing Chase as a sad relic consumed by insecurity. In 1992, Chevy Chase made disparaging remarks about Howard Stern during a Larry King Live commercial break, unaware he was being recorded. Stern aired the comments on his radio show and confronted Chase directly, who responded with a curt "Don't ever call me again." The feud escalated when Stern and comedian Richard Belzer began prank-calling Chase at 5 a.m., provoking a furious reaction. Though they later appeared to reconcile, Chase's wildly inappropriate toast at Stern's 2008 wedding crushed any goodwill, leaving Stern's disdain for Chase stronger than ever. This feud exemplified Chase's pattern of burning bridges, even with those willing to forgive. Chevy Chase's relationship with Community creator Dan Harmon was fraught from the start. Chase resented how his character, Pierce Hawthorne, was written as a bigoted, cartoonish figure, while Harmon openly admitted Pierce was inspired by Chase's real-life personality. Tensions boiled over during Season 3, when Chase left Harmon a profanity-laced voicemail, which Harmon publicly played at a party, humiliating Chase in front of friends and family. Though Harmon apologized, the damage was done. Chase grew distant and eventually left the show after Season 4, ending one of the most notorious behind-the-scenes feuds in recent TV history. Comedian Rob Hubel idolized Chevy Chase, so their backstage meeting at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater should have been a dream come true. Instead, Chase unexpectedly slapped Hubel hard across the face. While Chase later claimed it was a joke, Hubel and witnesses were stunned by the aggressive and unprovoked act. This incident added to Chase's reputation for blurring the line between humor and hostility, leaving people either embarrassed or shocked by his unpredictable behavior. During a pitch meeting on Saturday Night Live in the mid-1980s, Chevy Chase suggested a recurring sketch where Terry Sweeney, the show's first openly gay cast member, would be weighed weekly to see if he had contracted HIV. At a time when AIDS was heavily stigmatized and poorly understood, this suggestion was not only offensive, but dangerous. NBC executives forced Chase to apologize, but he did so begrudgingly, clearly resenting the reprimand. This incident exposed a darker side of Chase's humor, one that crossed the line into cruelty and bigotry, alienating many in the industry. When Chevy Chase returned to host SNL in 1985, the atmosphere was tense. During a writing session, Chase coldly asked a young Robert Downey Jr. what happened to his father, then falsely claimed Downey's father had died and added, "He probably went to hell." The room fell silent. This personal and callous jab shocked Downey Jr. and others, revealing Chase's willingness to use cruelty disguised as humor. The incident poisoned the set's atmosphere and marked a turning point in how Chase was perceived by his peers. One of the most infamous moments in SNL history was the backstage fistfight between Chevy Chase and Bill Murray in 1978. Their rivalry dated back to their National Lampoon days and was fueled by resentment over Chase's departure from the show. Before a live broadcast, Murray confronted Chase, telling him everyone hated him. Chase retaliated with a cruel joke about Murray's acne scars, and Murray responded with a personal insult about Chase's wife. The confrontation quickly escalated into a physical fight, with John Belushi caught in the middle. Minutes later, Chase went on stage and performed as if nothing had happened, but the fight symbolized the volatile egos and fractured relationships behind the scenes. Chevy Chase's legacy is complicated. On screen, he was a comedic pioneer who helped define modern American humor. Off-screen, however, his arrogance, insensitivity, and volatile behavior alienated many of his peers. From Kevin Smith to Bill Murray, the stories paint a picture of a man whose ego often overshadowed his talent. Whether it was racial insensitivity, personal insults, or outright hostility, Chase's actions left a lasting impact on Hollywood's comedy community. His story serves as a cautionary tale about how fame and ego, when unchecked, can destroy relationships and careers. What do you think about these stories? Have you heard other Chevy Chase feuds? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's most dramatic moments. Thanks for watching.